What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, hi, my name is Miguel and I'm a long-term dividend investor sharing my journey to $100,000 dividend investment portfolio and taking y'all along for the journey. And in today's video, I'm going over all the dividend payments that I got for the month of August 2021. We have a total of 15 payments to get into, and this is the most dividends that I have made so far. But really quickly before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a comment if you have any questions or you just want to say how cool the video was. And don't forget to leave a like on my video, it helps with the growth of my channel tremendously. Now let's roll the intro. Now, as I do for every single one of my YouTube videos, we're going to go over my dividend portfolio for the week, going over my current value as well as the buys that I did for this week. So as we can see on the day, I'm down $18.80 or 0.16%. On the week, I am up $60.88 or 0.51%. On the month, I am up $126.56 or 1.07%. On the 3 months, I am up $280.26 or 2.41%. And then on the year, I'm up $1,644.49 or 16%. And then finally, I just hit 1 year on this dividend investment journey, which is going to be my entire video next week, going over all the do's and don'ts, what I have learned so far, etc. But it's pretty cool that it's been 1 year since this journey has begun, and I'm excited for more to come. Now, going into the buys that I did do for this week, my first purchase was buying Hormel Foods. I bought 1 share of Hormel Foods at an average cost of $43.83 per share. And then we're going to hop into Hormel Foods right now. I now have 15.19 shares at an average cost of $46.50. And I'm actually down overall $55.89 with Hormel Foods, or about 7%. Now, I'm not too worried about this. I do believe in Hormel Foods as a long-term hold. I think they're going to continue to go up and down and be very volatile as they already are, like I knew before I invested into them. But Hormel Foods makes deli products, all the lunch meats and etc. I do believe I'm going to have them as a long-term hold even though I am negative right now. I'm just going to continue to buy the dip so that way by the time it comes back up, I will be positive and I'll be getting more dividends for a cheaper price. The second purchase that I did do this week, if you've been following me here on YouTube for a while or on my TikTok, you know that I'm buying heavily into Costco right now. I really want to get my position in Costco up to about 10 shares as fast as I possibly can. Obviously buying in, dollar cost averaging in as well. But as we can see, I bought $71.69 worth of Costco, which gave me 0.15 shares at an average cost of $460.53. And then we're going to go into Costco. I now almost have 2 shares. I have 1.84 shares at an average cost of $393.10. And then I am up overall at $127.90. or about 17%. Like I said before, I'm buying super heavy into Costco and Target. I do see them as long-term holds that pay really solid dividends, and I'm just going to continue to dollar cost average in. Now, I've only had them for about 3 months now, and I'm already up this crazy amount. They're my third highest return, and the fact that I've only had them for 3 months is amazing. Just a really solid company that just so happens to pay dividends. Now, those were the 2 buys that I did this week. I really need to get back on my budget game and start budgeting my money more correctly, because more recently I've been putting around $100, sometimes even $50 or $75, and I need to start budgeting more so I can put more money into the stock market. I have to take a really big breath before we start getting into the 15 dividend payments that I got for the month of August 2021. It is a lot to go over, so let's just hop right into it. So because I have 15 purchases, I'm not going to go more in depth. I'm not going to go crazy in depth like I normally do, so that way this video doesn't go past like 15 minutes. But hopping into it, my first payment for August 2021 was on August 2nd. AT&T paid me $8.84. At the time, I had 17 shares, and they were paying 52 cents per share, giving me my $8.84. I have made many TikToks about AT&T talking about how I'm going to continue to hold on to them, even though they did sell half their company to Discovery, their media company that is. As a part of the deal, they did cut their dividends in half, and if you do hold on to AT&T, you're going to get new shares of that media company from Discovery. So I'm going to hold off to see how that performs. And even though AT&T cut their dividend in half, from about 7% to about 4%, I'm still holding on to AT&T. Of course, I'm not buying any more shares, but I still believe in them, and they're still paying a pretty solid dividend as we can see. So I'm going to continue to hold on to AT&T for the time being. The second payment that I got was also on August 2nd, 2021, and that was from Chase Bank. At the time, I had 2.16 shares, and they were paying 90 cents per share, giving me $1.95. So with Chase Bank, they are the heavier stock in my finance sector of my portfolio. I just do think that they're one of the trustworthy banks. They're the main ones inside of Disney parks, and I do just believe in them overall as a company, so I'm going to continue to hold on to Chase Bank. The third payment that I got was also on August 2nd, 2021. That was from Verizon. At the time, I had 12 shares, and they were paying 62 cents per share, giving me $7.53. Verizon is also in the telecommunications sector just like AT&T is. Now it is weird that the telecommunications sector in my portfolio is doing really bad, even though I am getting some pretty solid dividends from both Verizon and AT&T. Again, I'm not buying any more shares of Verizon or AT&T for the time being, just because I want to see what happens over the next couple of weeks. I believe more in Verizon right now than I do believe in AT&T, but I am just going to continue to hold on because what I've been paid in dividends definitely beats what I'm negative right now for both of the companies, and I am completely okay with that. I'm here for the long term, and we're just going to hold on to Verizon and AT&T. The next payment that I got was on August 10th, 2021, and that was by AG&C. At the time I had 13.8 shares, and they were paying 12 cents per share, giving me $1.66. Now if you don't know, AG&C is a monthly paying REIT. They have a pretty high dividend yield of about 8%, and I'm invested into them because I want to balance out my low dividend yielding stocks, mainly in the tech sector. But in the past couple of months I haven't bought any more of AG&C. I might continue to buy more, as well as Prospect Capital, but for the time being they are just a solid monthly paying REIT stock. The next payment that I got was on August 12th, 2021, and that was by EPD. At the time I had 11 shares and they were paying 45 cents per share, giving me $4.95. EPD is also in the finance sector of my portfolio. They're a pretty solid company that have given me a great return so far, and I do see them as a long-term hold alongside Chase Bank. I do think I want to get to around 25 shares of EPD before I really taper off. They have a really solid dividend yield around 7%. They have been consistently paying this dividend yield for a long time, and I see myself holding this for 20 plus years. The next dividend payment that I got was also on August 12th, 2021, and that was by Apple. I had 5.27 shares, and they're paying 22 cents per share, and that gave me $1.16. Again, Apple is my second biggest return behind Microsoft, but even though they give me a great return, they have a really low dividend yield. They are actually the lowest dividend yield of my entire portfolio at about 0.5%. So I do have to invest into other things like AG&C, like I was talking about, to balance out that dividend yield. But I am an Apple fanboy, and I'm just going to continue to buy Apple until I have as many shares as I possibly can get. The next payment on August 13th, 2021 was from Realty Income. I had 14 shares at the time, and they were paying 23 cents per share, giving me $3.30. Realty Income was the first REIT that I ever invested into. They also pay monthly. I kind of took a gamble on Realty Income when I first started investing into the stock market. If you watch some old videos, you can see that I had 14 shares even when I was only 3 months in. So I have let the rest of my portfolio catch up to where Realty Income is currently. I might start buying more shares again, but I am being cautious in the Realty sector of my portfolio. With all the news going around, I think I just want to see how the rest of the year plays out before I invest more into Realty stocks. The next payment that I got was also on August 13th, 2021, back for a second time, Costco. At the time I had 1.54 shares, and they were paying 79 cents per share, giving me $1.22. Again, for Costco to be the third biggest return that I have in my entire portfolio in only 3 months, it really says something about this stock. I want about $1,000 worth of Costco in the relatively near future, and then depending on how the rest of my portfolio is performing, we'll go from there. The next payment that I got also on August 13th, 2021 was from Main Street Capital. I had 10 shares, and they were paying about 20 cents per share, giving me $2.05. Again, with Main Street Capital, they're in the finance sector of my portfolio. I have really enjoyed the returns that I've been getting from Main Street Capital. I'm going to continue to buy more shares of Main Street Capital in the next couple of months. The next payment that I got was from Pembina. I had 10 shares at the time, and they were paying 14 cents per share, give me $1.43, but as we can see, they withheld 25 cents of that. This is either because they cut their dividend or they couldn't pay their high dividend yield, and I'm completely okay with this. I knew going into Pembina that they're paying a high around 8% dividend yield. I would rather them be safe than sorry. I'd rather them cut back now than have them pay that high dividend yield and eventually go under completely. The next dividend payment that I got was from Hormel Foods, back for the second time again. At the time I had 12.06 shares, and they were paying 24 cents per share, giving me $2.95. Like I talked about before with my weekly buys, I see myself holding Hormel Foods for 25 plus years. They are extremely volatile, and I knew that going in, and I'm okay with that because mainly what I'm looking for is long-term return with dividends on top. The next dividend payment that I got was from OKE. At the time I had 9 shares, and they were paying 93 cents per share, giving me $8.42. I love OKE. I think I have about 10 shares now, but they're a good quarterly paying stock. But this is a good energy sector stock that I first invested into. The next payment that I got was from Prospect Capital. At the time I had 26.37 shares, and they're paying 6 cents per share, giving me $1.58. This is a monthly paying stock that I first invested into. This is the highest dividend yield that I have in my portfolio at about 9%, but I still love this stock. I've had an amazing return so far, and they consistently pay this dividend every single month. Whew. Almost there. The next dividend payment that I got was on August 31st, 2021, and that was from PEY. I had 10.94 shares, and they were paying about 6 cents per share, giving me 73 cents. PEY is an ETF that I first invested into when I first got into the stock market. They've given me a great return so far, but if you've been watching my videos over the past couple of months, I haven't bought any more shares of this stock. This is because I see myself not holding ETFs too long term, but it's still a great ETF that I first invested into. And the last dividend payment that I got for August 2021 was from SPHD. I had about 14.46 shares, and they paid about 12 cents per share, giving me $1.84. SPHD is another monthly paying ETF. This is honestly my favorite stock ever. I'm a little bit biased because this is the first stock that I ever invested into. But they are an amazing ETF, and if you're looking for something that's not too volatile and pays great monthly dividends, you have your guy right here. All 15 dividend payments came out to a total of $49.64. That's 40 cents shy of $50. That's passive income. I did absolutely nothing for that money. And as we can see looking at the chart, that's my biggest dividend payment so far. That brings my total for 2021 so far to $205.72. $205 so far this year. That's pretty insane. I'm extremely happy with the progress so far, but we're not done yet because we're not to $100,000 in this portfolio. Wow, that was the most money that I made in passive income from this dividend portfolio so far. And I'm super excited to see where I end up in a year from now. But for the time being, that's going to be all that I have for y'all this week. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a comment if you liked the video or if you have any questions at all. I will get back to you. But thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video. It helps the growth of my channel tremendously. We are almost to 100,000 followers on TikTok and almost to 1,000 my goal here on YouTube. So please give the video a like. It helps out my channel so much. And that's it. I will catch y'all next week. Peace.